Welcome, Wanderers, and welcome to another Sunday One Take. If it's your first time joining us, my name's Steve,
And I'm Laura.
and we are the Wandering Empty Nesters. We do these one takes every Sunday to get your comments about something, but this one's going to be a little bit important more than some of their other ones. So stick with me for a moment. But before we get started, and we're going to talk about this again a couple of times because it's kind of the point of it. If you haven't liked or followed us, please do so. Click subscribe, click follow, depending upon the platform you're on. But we'll cover a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes. So you've probably heard us mention that we're pushing toward 1,000 subscribers right now on YouTube, and about 700 was where we sit right now on Facebook, with about 868 on YouTube. And you're probably wondering, why is that important? And that's what I want to explain, why that matters, not only just for us, but for what we're trying to build. On platforms like YouTube and Facebook, there are two major milestones. Step one is 1,000 subscribers or followers. That's the point where the platform finally recognizes that real people are choosing to come back. It's the first signal that the content matters. Now, step two is 4,000 watch hours. Now, that's a bunch, and we can get there along the way. That's where the algorithm sees people that aren't just clicking and then moving on, but they're staying. And when those two things come together, your videos start getting shown to people outside your immediate circle. That wider distribution matters because trust takes time. The more people see us, the less we're strangers. And the less we're strangers, the more comfortable people are with letting us help them with something important, their travel. And here's the part most people don't realize. When you book travel, you're already paying for a travel advisor, whether you're using one or not. That support is built into the price. And there is no self-service button that you can click on checkout that's going to give you that 3% discount for doing all the work yourself. But when people don't know that, they do all the work themselves. They piece it together, they miss details, they run into issues, and when the trip doesn't go the way they hoped, well, this is when we hear people say all the time, I'll never do that again. And look, I think we were victims of that at times too. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that this is something that we've known from the start. Look, we all come to this information, like all information at different times, and it came to us during a period on a trip that was going to cost us a lot of money, that we felt particularly helpless because we didn't know what to do next. And that kind of prompted this journey. And so what happens, and something bigger is lost when they say they don't want to do it anymore? It's not just a bad trip, it's the end of curiosity. It's someone deciding that travel just isn't worth the effort, or at least doing that particular thing isn't worth the effort. And when that happens, there's no more wandering, and there's no growth that comes with it. Which brings us to the heart of what we're here to talk about: why it's important to wander. Wander worthy is something you hear me say all the time. And we'll talk about why the two are important. So, why it's important to wander and why it's important to be worthy. Wandering is more than just taking a trip. It's choosing to step outside your routine. It's slowing down enough to see how other people live, eat, relax, and experience the world. Whether it's a new city, a new state, or another country entirely, wandering stretches us. It reminds us that the world is bigger than our daily grind. By wandering just by itself is not enough, because people can wander and still come home disappointed. That's where being worthy comes in. Being worthy isn't just about luxury or spending more money. It's about a mindset. It's traveling with curiosity instead of entitlement. And we've seen so many examples of entitlement. With respect instead of expectations, with openness instead of a checklist. When we travel that way, something changes. We don't just go places, we learn from them. And the more we understand different cultures, the ways of life, the better we get at sharing this big globe we all share together called Earth. Laura and I have traveled through a lot of different seasons. We've traveled with kids. I've traveled as a road warrior solo, and now as empty nesters. Sometimes people say that's the payoff, but really along the way, it was all worthwhile.
Absolutely.
And what we've learned is this: great trips don't just happen by accident. They happen when expectations are matched, when details are handled, and people feel supported before, during, and after the trip. And that's why Wandering Empty Nesters exists. We are here to help you make your travel dreams come true. but also to help you learn more about the world itself. Every time we go to a different country, I learn something new. Even if it's this country I've been to before,
Mhm.
we see new places, we meet new people, and we experience new ways of doing things that kind of opens our lives to things we don't just do every day in Kentucky, right? I mean,
Right. And I feel like sometimes people don't want to use an advisor because they're like, well, I enjoy it. I enjoy the research. What they don't understand is you can use us and you can do your research. Take advantage of our experience and our, past mistakes, things that we've learned along the way, but you can still do your own stuff and enjoy that part that you like.
absolutely. I mean, nothing's saying that you have to come to us with a blank piece of paper and
No.
say, I don't know what I want to do. And if I'm being totally honest, we'd rather you not do that.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen to us, really, it causes more work than anything, is someone to come in and say, like, I want to take a cruise, or I want to go to Mexico,
With
or I want to go to
no
Europe.
idea. Right.
Okay,
But we can do that too.
we can, but there's going to be a lot of back and forth
Yes.
because we have to narrow that down because all three of those examples are huge places and not
Mhm.
that's not even beginning to consider budget,
Yeah.
what a person likes to do because we're all different. And I think we've talked about that before. People's expectation going on a particular cruise ship or on a particular journey, they thought it was going to be one thing and they get there and it's totally something else. And that is either they booked themselves without any idea of what was going to happen there, they didn't investigate it because they didn't know how, or they booked through a person who they were just there to take their money.
Mhm.
Well, not their money because the service was free, but they're there to just take the commission that the brand is going to give them, and they don't want to give them any time. That's one of the reasons that we do these videos so that you can get to know us. And, we hope that you feel a little bit more comfortable that we match styles. Obviously, we do have agents who
Mhm.
can deal in any part of that. We like to focus on the empty nester world now, not to say that we're not willing to give advice on how to travel with children,
Yeah,
how
we've
to
we've got other agents that can handle that.
other agents can now how to travel with children with special needs. We have specialty training in that. How to travel if you're a solo traveler and what that looks like. What the expectation is with airlines and all the different things. You can either learn the way I did or we did together, and that's from the bumps and bruises that go with experience, or you can ask someone else and hope their knowledge and what you expect, and that's going to make things better. So that's what we're here to accomplish. That's why we're pushing for 1,000. And today, the question is that we'll leave you with is: will you just wander, or will you wander worthy? And if you'll wander worthy with us, please check out the QR code. If you're on YouTube, go over to Facebook after you've subscribed and liked. And if you're on Facebook, use the QR code, find our YouTube page, click follow, subscribe, get us out there, help us pull ourselves out of the mass of people that are content creators in both Facebook and YouTube. Once the algorithm recognizes us and pulls us up a little bit, more people will start to see us and we can help more people. We can help more people enjoy their trips. And that is the background we both come from,
Mhm.
both as an educator and a first responder. We have spent our whole lives helping people. And for us, it's just a natural extension to want to help people with their travel to make good memories because we remember what those experiences were like, and we're creating new memories as empty nesters today. So down in the comments, let us know, where do you stand? Wander worthy? We hope you're with us. We'd love for you to make the journey with us. Until then, let's be wander worthy together.
Thanks for spending a little time with us today. If you enjoyed this and want more insider tips, real travel stories, and deals that make your bucket list closer than you think, be sure to scan the QR code, hit subscribe, or follow. Why? Because every week we bring you ideas that save you money, inspire your next adventure, and show you how to travel smarter without the stress. Don't just dream about travel, make it happen with us. Follow now so you never miss your next chance to wander worthy.